Hey, new guy. Gretchen here. You know, your manager. Sorry for the late night call, but this is important. I normally wouldn't do this for most of my staff, but you're in a rather unique position. Not only because you'll be watching over the entire mall by yourself, but also because of one store in particular that I need you to keep an eye on. Before I get to that though, let's go over the basics. First things first, your security cameras. You can pull them up on that monitor there. State of the art, in full color, decent quality, yada yada. It says on your resume that you worked security gigs before, so I probably won't need to go into detail. The only thing worth noting is how dark the building is. Keeping the lights on after hours costs a pretty penny. So your best bet is to just use the camera spotlights. Just hold down on that light bulb icon and presto. Next up, defenses. Installed in your left and right hallways are security gates. There was one in the middle, but that's been on the commission for a while. I put in a work order a couple of days ago, so hopefully maintenance will get that fixed for you before the week is up. With all that said, I don't think you'll need the gates. At least not for tonight. Which brings me to why I'm calling in the first place. You've seen that new store in the plaza, right? Farley Jr.'s? Kinda hard not to at the moment. It's all over TV and the paper. They must have spent half their budget on advertising alone. If you ask me though, they didn't need to. Those hunks of plastic have been the real crowd pleasers. Their animatronic band, state of the art apparently. Got all sorts of bells and whistles. Facial recognition, enhanced mobility, and the most enticing one, getting up off their stage and interacting with patrons. On top of that, they're all apparently tied to some kind of criminal database, so they can detect a predator a mile away. Sounds up to code, right? Well, it would be, if not for some bug in their system. Apparently, it could cause them to randomly activate during the night. So when it gets quiet and nobody's around, they'll just think they're in the wrong room. So then they try to find where all the people are, and in this case, that's your office. Now, normally, that wouldn't be such a bad thing, just a minor inconvenience if anything. Because of said bug, however, their facial recognition systems get glitchy. If they see you in the building after hours, they'll mistake you for a burglar or some vagrant, which would not be good news for you. I know this because the last guy who worked nights had to deal with it. He's fine, by the way. Just kind of rattled. We switched him over to the day shift. At least for now. Thankfully, I was talking to the owner about this, and he gave me a solution. Albeit a strange one. You see that mascot head on your desk, right? It belonged to one of the establishment's older models, I guess. Should an animatronic walk into your office, put it on. Once they see you with it, some protocol will activate and their eyes will turn a random color. You also see that button pad in the mask, right? Depending on what color their eyes are, you'll need to hit the button corresponding with it. If you repeat that at least 4 times, their diagnosis will finish and they should hopefully screw off. Think of it as a game of Simon Says. Try to keep in mind though, that the more they see you without that thing, the less likely it'll work. Eventually, if they spot you one too many times, that mask trick might not work. Be sure to put it on when one of them is in that middle corridor. It's pretty dark outside your office. You have 2 ways of deducting if anyone's there or not. Number 1 is if you see any of them leave camera 11, or number 2, using that camera I left you. The flash on that thing can light up all 3 of your hallways at once. Just not for very long. It's not the most reliable, but it should get the job done. Speaking of lights, I would also suggest using the camera spotlights often. They should freeze in place whenever you shine it on them. Little handy trick to stop them from moving too sporadically. What else? Oh right, Farley, the bear character. Unlike his bandmates, he seems to be aware of the cameras and likes to hide in their blind spots. The good news is, there's a tracker installed on the monitor that will tell you where he is. Just don't overuse it. The battery on that thing is absolute crap and can only recharge when it's turned off. Be sure to turn it on once in a blue moon to check where he is. If he's at your office, put the mask on and wait until he moseys his way inside. Alright, am I missing anything else? Shit, right. One last thing. You see that puppet thing in the price counter, right? I couldn't tell you what its deal is, but it isn't fooled by the mask. The only way to keep it docile is by winding up that music box on your desk. It's wired to play music over the loudspeaker, and that keeps it calm for whatever reason. On occasion, though, it'll move to a random area of the mall, signaled by its creepy-ass laugh. You'll need to track down which room it's in via the cameras and switch the music to where it is. You can do that with the press of the speaker button. Easy peasy. Look, I know this is a lot to take in. I'm sorry that you have to risk dealing with those things. And your first week, no less. A lot of the money is on the line, though, and I know that the community and my boss would take my head if I just gave FARLEY'S the boot. The owner has a week to fix his bots. Otherwise, I'll have them taken off. Try to hold out until then, alright? Call me if you need anything and try to stay focused. Have a good night, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.
like you to meet some of my other friends too. I'm going to some rock. I would like you to meet my going to